Building relationships in high school is not easy. Classmates teased and made mean jokes about the hero of this movie, but when he got superpowers, everything changed. The guy became self-confident. He had fun with beauties and inspired fear in others. One action could change the fate of any man. With you, Mr. Narrator, watch on to find out the hero's terrible secret. Deep in the night, Reverend Vane is driving an automobile into the forest. Upon reaching his destination, he invigorates himself with a drink from a flask. Limping, the man goes to dig a hole. In the ground, he finds a strange object. The man examines it and puts it back. Suddenly, the object explodes and the man is thrown back to the van. He drives off. In the next scene, Kelly walks into the store to see his acquaintance Paulette. He comes in to get some noodles. At the cash register, the guy meets his classmates, Dominique and Sarah. The hero eats outside the store. He is noticed by the school bullies, Nelson, Tony, and Reed. The guys are used to bullying Kelly. Dominique defends her friend, but the guys do not listen to her. They put him in a trash can and film it. Dominique offers to give the hero a ride to school, but her friend is against it. Kelly changes into clean clothes and rides his bike to school. Near the school, he eats a box that had noodles in it. The hero's locker is painted. Inside is ramen and pencils. The boy takes a pencil and chews off the rubber band. The school kids around him laugh. The hooligans posted a video they took in the morning. After school, the hero hurries home. He helps his mother, Bernice, take the shopping inside. On the way, he chews on a paper bag. Dominique has also returned home. She chats with her mother, Terry. The woman thinks Kelly's a weirdo. The boy has been eating paper since he was a kid. Dominique gets angry and goes to her room. Sitting on her bed, she looks at her childhood photo with Kelly. Meanwhile, in the desert, Red Elk is conducting a ritual. The next morning, Bernice calls her son to the doctor. The boy is not feeling well after all the food he ate the day before. She was expecting her son to outgrow the picacism. Kelly wants to think he caught the flu. The doctor explains that he has an eating disorder. He steps aside with Bernice. The man advises her to take her son to a specialist. The doctor asks Bernice out, but she closes the door behind him. Reverend Pfluger tells the townspeople about his powers. The man offers to try his powers in action. He heals Mina's leg. Kelly's mother watches the whole thing. When the crowd disperses, she asks the man to heal her son. They make an appointment to meet. Red Elk also approaches the healer. He offers to help the Reverend. The man refuses. The potion he drank protects him. The shaman asks him to give back the drink he found in the old grave. Vane shows the shaman an obscene gesture and leaves. In the evening, the Reverend arrives at Bernice's house. After receiving an advance payment for his services, the man enters the house. Kelly looks quite ill. When the healer touches him, he is in pain. Pfluger asks the woman for a moment to recover. Once back in the room, he warns that the healing process may take longer and should not be interrupted. He places his palm on the boy's chest again. The Reverend takes Kelly's pain away. The man's pants get wet and he rolls on the floor. At this time, the hero comes to his senses. He asks his mother to feed him. The Corners take the healer away from the Mason home. Sheriff Adler communicates with Bernice. The son is sure the man likes his mother. In the morning, Kelly repairs the chain on his bike. The boy cuts himself, but the wound healed instantly. He shares with his mom his discovery about self-healing. Bernice doesn't understand what her son is talking about, but when Kelly drinks a soda, instead of eating a tin can, the woman feels joy. The hero leaves for school. The shaman watches him. Near the supermarket, the bike breaks down again. The guy meets his classmates again. He chats with Dominique about what happened to him the day before. Reed is watching their conversation. He wants to teach the boy a lesson, but all the blows he inflicts on the hero only hurt the bully. Kelly believes that he has become invulnerable. After school, the hero got a job in a pizzeria. At home, he informs his mom about it. Suddenly, the father of the bullies, Gus Whitcomb, knocks on their door. He wants to discuss the situation that happened in the morning. In the conversation, it turns out that the coach is aware that his sons are bullying Kelly. Bernice is outraged by what is happening and closes the door in front of Gus. The woman asks her son if it's true that he beat up a classmate. Kelly tells her about his superpower. He suggests his mom pinch him to test it out. In the evening, they explore the possibilities of hero invulnerability. Bernice suggests hiding at school. Tony wants to prank Kelly, but gets punished. In Mr. Crowley's class, the class listens to a lecture about Native American tribes. Dominique drops a hair rubber band on Kelly's desk. The boy ate the tag and hurriedly returned the rubber band to his friend. She asked if he wanted to eat the rubber band. The hero wants to conquer his addiction to eating inedible things. Suddenly, the guy starts imagining how he and Dominic decided to have fun at his house. Sarah joins them. While the guy indulges in daydreaming, the classmates start experiencing things in real life. Kelly runs out of the classroom with a log in his pants. The high schoolers are having fun at a beach party. Tony suggests that the girls join them. Nelson tries to get Dominique's attention. The girl doesn't like it. She yells at a classmate. Kelly stands up for her friend. Nelson wants to teach the hero a lesson, but the coach stops the fight. The boys go to the river. Coach Whatcom promises to find out what's going on with the hero and teach him a lesson. Dominique believes that the man is unfair to her friend. The bullies are speeding down the highway. They catch up with Kelly. A guy is riding a bicycle. The guys want to scare him. Playing around, they hit the hero. All the consequences of the accident is experienced by Brad. Seeing a friend, the guys run out of the car. They wanted to call for help, but they see Kelly getting out from under the wheels. Terrified, they flee the scene. Hero changes his clothes. He sees his wounds healing. Sarah and Dominic arrive at the scene of the accident. The girls recognize a classmate's car and stop at the curb. They are horrified by what they see inside the interior of the car. Kelly tells her friend about what happened. Dominique is surprised because there is not a scratch on the guy. The police, ambulance, coach and boys and Bernice arrive at the scene of the accident. The sheriff asks that the hero not go anywhere. Kelly and Dominic are sitting in the car. The boy tells his mom about what happened. Dominic promises to keep his friend's secret. Adler interrogates the boys about the accident. The bullies decide to blame Kelly for what happened to their friend. They reported that the guy drove in the middle of the road on purpose. Kelly settled on the theory that he was thrown into the bushes during the accident. Red Elk came to visit Preacher Vane's grave. At school, the boys are discussing what happened to them. Kelly treated Dominic to some rice bread with peanut butter. The girl thinks they taste like styrofoam. Nelson thought of a way to get back at the hero. Dominique hints to her friend that she wants to go on a date with him. Kelly invites her to a movie on Friday. At the end of the day, the hero cleans the pizza oven. A coworker comes in to take over for him. Kelly handed the guy a stick, but it turned out to be really hot. Near the garbage cans, Red Moose was waiting for the hero. The man questioned him about the accident and told him that the guy had become the new Weather Vane. Kelly replied that the healer cured him and died. At home, the hero learned that his mom wasn't feeling well. He took the car to go to the pharmacy to get medicine. The hooligans were lurking in the bushes. They were waiting for Bernice to leave the house so they could get revenge on Kelly. The boys moved the Mason's trailer off the pier. The gas pipe in the house was damaged. The bullies drove away. Bernice couldn't get out of the house. There was an explosion in the trailer. Kelly came back from the drugstore. He saw that his house was on fire. Guy carried his mother's body out of the building. The woman could not be saved. In the next scene, Kelly is lying in the hospital. The doctor is looking at his test results. The guy was not injured by the fire. Sheriff Adler asks the doctor to keep the kid another night. He leaves the kid's belongings by the bed. At the hospital, the sheriff is stopped by Red Moose. The man tells Adler about Kelly drinking the potion. The sheriff asks the shaman not to bother the guy with stories of their ancestors. As time passes, Bernice's funeral takes place. Kelly puts flowers for his mother and leaves. He goes to the grave of Reverend Weatherman. Dominique follows her friend. She wants to support the hero. The girl kisses Kelly. The guy ate a dry leaf from the Reverend's grave. He threw up on the ground. A bush bloomed on the grave. Sarah saw what was happening to Kelly. The sheriff tries to support the hero. He takes the guy to the temporary housing. On the way, the man asks the hero about their trailer because it was dislodged from its supports. The bullies ride in the car. They discuss what happened that was their fault. Reed disagrees with the way his friends acted. The boys catch up to the sheriff's car. They start taunting Kelly. The hero realized that they might be involved in the explosion in the trailer. He jumped out of the car on the run to catch up with the bullies. The boys arrived at the lake. Kelly lurked in the bushes. He watched the hooligans having fun in the water. Sneaking up on the guy's stuff, the hero started eating their stuff. Kelly tied Tucker's t-shirt around his neck. The guy started to drown. The guys pulled their friend out of the water. Kelly made his presence known at the lake. The bullies were afraid of what a classmate could do to them. The hero heard the conversation of the guys. He decided not to harm Reed. The police arrived. Kelly ran away. The guys told the sheriff that Kelly had somehow hurt Tucker. The policemen started asking them about how exactly the guys were having fun. The deputy realized that the boys were hiding something. That evening, Dominique talked to Sarah on FaceTime. Her friend asked her to talk to Kelly. The girl thought a friend had approached her house. She noticed a rice column and movie tickets outside her window. Suddenly, her mom walked up to her. The woman put her hand on her daughter's shoulder, startling her. Terry asked her daughter to close the window at night because it was dangerous outside. When the mother left, Dominique looked out the window again. Kelly decided to surprise her. He invited the girl to take a walk and talk. The hero told his friend that the bullies were to blame for what happened to Bernice. Dominique advised her friend to leave revenge behind. She thought it was better to get the boys to confess what they had done. In chemistry class, the teacher suggested an experiment with dangerous reagents. Suddenly, Kelly burst into the classroom. He started bullying his abusers. Tony wanted to fight with the guy, but Nelson restrained his friend. The hero asks the guys to confess what they have done. Tony didn't hold back. He splashed a chemical in Kelly's face. Tony got a chemical burn on his face. Sarah wanted to avenge her boyfriend and punched the hero in the groin, but she felt the pain herself. The sheriff walked into the classroom. Kelly ran away. Sarah arrived at Nelson's house in the evening. She told the boy about what she saw at the funeral. The boys had gone to Vane's grave to pick a plant that had made Kelly sick. Nelson put the plant in the bathroom at his house. In the evening, Coach Whitcomb told his sons to get ready for the match. The next day, Red Moose and the sheriff supervised a backhoe that was removing vegetation on Flieger's grave. Afterward, Adler came to the field to see Gus. He felt the coach should cancel practice. The sheriff left for the parking lot. In the coach's car, he found a target and a rock. Kelly snuck over to Whitcomb's car. He wanted to take something from Nelson's bag to get revenge. Adler went back to the field to talk to the boys about the find. The hero found a drill in the coach's car. The sheriff realized the Whitcombs were hiding something. Kelly walked onto the field. He chewed on Nelson's sock and wanted to put on a show. Reed said he had nothing to do with what happened in the trailer and ran off. His brother grabbed the canister used to put out the fire. Hero started drilling his knee. Nelson experienced pain instead of Kelly. Hero wanted his enemies to confess to the crime. Adler reminded the guy that he wasn't like those bullies. The sheriff guessed that the guys were involved in the fire at Kelly's house. Also, Adler said he knew about P. Pfluger giving the guy the power. Kelly listened intently to the man. All the while, he had a drill spinning in his knee. At the noise, Dominique came running in. The girl was running in the stadium. She asked her friend to stop. The coach attacked the hero, but he was thrown back on the grass. Nelson sprayed the contents of the canister on Kelly. He and Sarah placed the leaf juice inside, which harmed the hero. Dominique ran up to a friend who was feeling sick. Coach grabbed a gun from the sheriff. Kelly confessed to the man that it was his sons who set the trailer with Bernice on fire. The man fired and hurt himself and Nelson. Dominique was disappointed in what her friend had become. Adler offered to help the boy. On a full moon, the sheriff and Red Elk performed a ritual. Dominique sat next to her friend. The cops arrived at the cemetery. They saw the ritual. The hero began to shake. Red Moose decided to take the Sida for himself. The policeman shot at the guy and fell. The bullet grazed Dominique. The boys fell into the pit at Vane. By doing so, he got rid of the power. The shaman and the sheriff didn't realize what had happened to the four. The coroners were taking the bodies to the morgue. Suddenly, Dominique came to her senses. It was the movie The Unhealer from 2020. What would you do in the guy's shoes if the power ended up in your possession?